Survival House Network.
Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to BehindTheMaskPresents.com podcast. This is episode 22 with the huge here, Riverman, and who are you, mister?
Oh, this is the Goose.
And Cory G should be with us momentarily, so stay tuned for that. But what's been going on, man?
Not much, man. We understand it's been a little while. We've been pretty busy here in the BTM camp, doing a lot of behind-the-scenes stuff for bigger and better, greater things. We kind of like this whole putting out an episode once a month-ish, I think, keeping it special, I'm thinking. But as far as what we're going to go over some news in the media, and we're going to kind of talk about what we've got on our plates, too. You guys will have seen on the Facebooks and the sites and all that stuff that we have official Behind the Mask T-shirts available now.
Yeah, they look awesome.
They look fantastic, and we're going to go ahead and pitch them, even though we've pitched them a million times. We can't say enough good things about Joe Garcia of FastCustomShirts.com. He's an amazing artist, and he works with quality materials. So check them out. Wide array of colors and great designs with more on the way. So, that's cool. And let's see, we're working on booking some convention appearances throughout the year. The one we can't confirm at the moment is, can we confirm Crypticon, River?
Yeah, we're going. I'm going no matter what to that one. Casey Crypticon.
That's the one we'll go ahead and confirm now. We got a couple more we're working on, but we're hoping we're going to make this really the year of BTM and the convention circuit and, hitting the streets. And
so save your pennies and join us.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and another thing, obviously – this kind of merges in with news, but Walking Dead, who isn't talking about Walking Dead? I think that first half of the finale of Season 3 was probably the biggest cliffhanger of the series for me. I mean, I don't know if I've anticipated a show more than I am the return of this one, which I do believe. I'm not sure when this episode is actually going to go up, a couple days from now, but it premieres on the 10th, so, a week and a half away or something like that. And you guys will also notice that we have a promotional giveaway going on right now. It's going to be in 2 increments where we're giving away an autographed 8x10 Walking Dead still of Michael Rooker with the autograph on there from the man himself, plus a Zombie Survival Crew T-shirt. That's a website that him and Norman Reedus, among some other Walking Dead alumni, both are in charge of. And also, my favorite part, a Behind the Mask exclusive T-shirt of your specifications and your choice and size and color. All that stuff free. Very easy to enter, and that's going on right now. It's very simple.
We're going to be having 2 giveaways, though, right?
Well, we're going to get to that, but it's very simple. We're going to do it twice. If you already like the Facebook, you're already good to go. Just share that contest and that link on your page for your friends to see, and you're golden. If you haven't liked us yet, just like the page and do that, and you're golden, and you're entered, and we are going to draw it the first time, the day after the premiere, so on the 11th, and then we're going to have the exact same giveaway to coincide with the finale. So there's going to be 2 chances at this. So it's really, really cool stuff. The picture is awesome. Look great in the house. I know it looked good in my man cave, and but sometimes
I want it so bad, but Goose won't give it to me. So
sometimes the goose and the river got to be selfless.
I know.
We can't be selfish. You know what? Believe me, we've had this problem. We're fans too, and that's why we beg for support, because we're fans. We're real fans that talk about this stuff, and so it's really hard for us to not be like, man, I want to keep all this cool shit.
Yeah.
Because we've gotten some cool stuff in the past, man, and now we're just going to start giving it all to you guys, because that's what's more important to us. So, our fanboyism has to come last. But anyway, so be on the lookout for that. Very, 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 very cool stuff. And, of course, there will be more stuff on the way. We've actually got some more stuff on the back burner just waiting to announce and promo as well. A lot of exciting things. And with these conventions coming up, there's going to be even more and more and more. So it's going to be the year for that stuff, guys. Let's see. Do you want to roll in the news? We talked about Walking Dead. That's premiering on the 10th.
Yeah, kind of going hand in hand with Walking Dead. I've been checking out, of course, American Horror Story, which I really enjoyed, especially like the first half season. And now it's kind of like, I kind of tapered off on it. Like, I can't really get into like I think there was 2 episodes, the last 2 episodes, like, I wasn't even really intrigued to watching them, because I haven't even watched the last episode.
You do realize it, I was fixed to say, you do realize it's ended.
Yeah, it's just ended, and I haven't even, I have it on my DVR and everything, but I was just like, I keep putting it off, because I haven't been excited about it. Like, it just kind of fell apart after, like, certain characters died in the film, in the film, in the show, for me.
Before you go any further with that, and, to avoid spoilers, I have to admit to everybody else, I'm kind of like you, but I kind of tapered off really early. I haven't watched this season yet. I watched the first 2 episodes, and I really enjoyed them.
It started off with a bang, man. It was great.
I watched the first 2 episodes, and then, I just got busy and whatever, and I just decided, you know what, I'm going to wait till – I think I missed an episode or 2, and then when I kind of fall off the rail a little bit, I didn't want to go back, and I think I just decided, well, since I've missed a couple, I'll just wait till it all airs, and I'll get them all TiVo'd, and then I'll watch – because I'd rather watch it as a marathon. Yeah. Kind of deal. And but you know what? As much as I liked it, it was really obscure. It was extra unconventional from the first season. But you know what? I think I'm in the minority here, but I think the first season had a real charm about it.
I do too, and it kept me really intrigued and engaged. And this season did too. The first half season was phenomenal. Like, I thought it even beat the first season, but then the second half of it was just like, Which, the first season, I will give it to everybody. It is a soap opera. It is totally a soap opera. It's got the teen love story. It's definitely catering to guys and a lot of women. But I can't, and even with the cast too. You got your Dylan McDermott's and your people that are going to be on the Heartthrob magazines. Not that Dylan McDermott's on any Tiger Beats these days, but guy's like 50. But you know what I'm saying, dude. You got the gratuitous Dylan McDermott ass shots in there. But whatever. I'm just saying it was a good, well-balanced show. And I accepted that it had drama. I accepted that it had the soap opera elements. And it all gelled very well. And I don't know. I thought it was fantastic. But the second season, the first episode with Adam Levine, I used to not like that guy, but he's pretty cool, dude. I give him props because he's different, man. After watching him on that and then The Voice or whatever, I give him props, man. He's pretty good.
Wait, and I also got to say, you talk about how the second half of the show fell apart. I haven't seen the second half of the second season, but is it anything – because the first season, the second half of the first season got stranger and stranger and more obscure. It started out – the first season, the first half started out as like a kind of a more of a traditional ghost story. It wasn't as complex. We had a few characters and a lot of enigma going on. But then the second half entered and it started getting really complex with a lot of different ghosts. The woman he was having an affair with, Dylan McDermott, got killed and she became a ghost in the house. And then we had the 2 gay lovers, which were great. I thought
they're phenomenal.
They were great. I'm just saying it got really, really complex. Yeah. And so at first I think maybe it's like, maybe it's kind of veering off, but I still enjoyed it. So, but now as a big piece, I don't know. I don't have a problem with it. But
even without watching the last 2 episodes, I would give the first season, I would say check out the first season because I liked it better. It's
solid. It's really well balanced.
Yeah, I agree.
But I will say it. The second season is, from what I've seen, is definitely more unconventional.
Yes.
But anyway, yeah, okay, so there's that. I'm looking forward to seeing what they're going to do with the third season. But, gosh, what else, man?
You want to jump into some Evil Dead talk? Or
that's the big one for me. I'm very, 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 very excited and pleased to have read that their director, he let everybody know on the internets that they got an NC-17 rating. They did not pass through the movie customs world, and he was rather excited about it. He's like, I'm very proud that we got the NC-17 rating. He's like, and unfortunately, they have to water it down to get that much sought after, at least R rating for the mass appeal. But this should be expected. We know not very many NC-17 movies get out there, but we should be excited because we will have, no doubt, it's a given, the unrated Blu-ray. And it's just building more hype for me, man. I've heard, that you actually informed me, River, that there was no CGI in this movie? Is that what they said?
No CGI. That's what the director said.
Old school milk and buckets of fake blood and corn syrup, man. I can't wait, man.
I know. I'm so stoked for this movie.
And the fact that it got an NC-17 originally that just tells me there's that many more buckets of blood.
And there's been so many people hating on this before they even knew anything about it. It's just like, you got to give some of these movies a chance just to see what it's like. I'm not going to say it's great. I haven't seen it, but I'm anticipating it, and if it's good, then I'm going to praise it. If it sucks, I'm going to say it sucks. So.
Well, and it's also picked up steam. When it first started, it's been buzzed about for a long time, and it was just the hardcores really kind of pissing and moaning about it. But then ever since the debut trailer was released, that's when it really kind of got out there. And then a lot of people were, putting their noses up to it, in doubt. And I think we at Behind the Mask have been supporting it since day one. I got it, I think, 3 years ago, 4 years ago, whenever they started talking about this, I agree. I'm like, oh, man, not the remake thing. But then, a year and a half ago, when, everybody found out that Bruce Campbell and Sam Raimi were on board and they were actually overseeing everything, it gave me hope. And, and they were selling it like that. They were selling it like, look, it's our movie. We're going to do it right. Pretty much have faith in us. And, in Bruce we trust. And I think it's going to work out for him. And they're delivering.
I don't know about in Bruce we trust. He came up with some pretty shitty movies.
Well, okay, whatever. In Ash we trust. Bruce,
Ash, that's better.
Bruce Campbell has some really, really bad movies, dude. But the Man with a Screaming Brain.
Yeah. What's that? My Name is Bruce. That was fucking god awful.
That was the worst thing I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
But anyway, like I said, they're giving me more and more reason, and all of you guys too, to please have that faith in them, because they're backing it up, man. We got this trailer. We've got all this information about the film. There's no Josh Hartnett's in the movie. There's no, I don't know. I'm behind the times. Whoever's hot.
Channing Tatum?
There's no Channing Tatum.
Which we love.
But, it's all unknowns. Even the director was handpicked by Raimi himself, and he was a, relatively unknown. It's all very, very, it's like a passing of the torch. Very legitimate passing of the torch. So I'm down.
I'm excited, man. So, what do you? You're not really excited there, Cory? The new Evil Dead.
It looks like Jumanji.
Yeah, naysay. We disagree. I think it looks incredible.
It does look awesome, dude.
I think it looks good. I don't have a lot of faith in the director, but it's not something I'm going to go buy per se, or go to the movies to say. But I'll go definitely and rent it.
Why wouldn't you go to the movies to see that, dude? You got to see it on the big screen, dude.
Because it cost me an extra $50 to get a babysitter, so the movie don't look that good to me.
Hey, Cory, are you walking around on eggshells over there?
No.
Or chewing on popcorn or whatever's going. Anybody else hear that?
I don't know.
Ever since Cory came on, it's like somebody chomping popcorn behind you when you talk. It's like that kind of sound.
I just have so many fans. They probably followed me or hacked in.
I see.
I would have been here on time, but I was busy. I was watching The Facts of Life.
Well, there you go.
I bet. Well, we've just been going over the news of what Behind the Mask has been up to and some of the stuff in the media as well. I think the only other news bit I want to come out with here and say is, as far as the show today, I think it's going to be action-based, and we want to talk about the latest Universal Soldier flick, Day of Reckoning, starring Van Damme, of course, and the man Scott Atkins, and talk a little bit about his body of work, too. But
I kind of wanted.
Go ahead.
Oh, I said I kind of wanted to jump into one more thing in the news before you.
Oh, go for it. Go for it.
I kind of wanted to talk about the new show on Fox called The Following with Kevin Bacon.
The Bakester, yeah.
Which I really enjoyed it. I mean, it's based off of a serial killer having like an army of serial killers doing his work for him.
Yeah, it was really good.
Yeah, he like spends his time. He gets captured after the first episode. Spoiler alert: you've already seen the first episode, everybody. So, yeah, and he recruited everybody, and I guess I haven't seen the second one. I have it recorded on Friday because I have freaking The Bachelor and all this other crap the old lady's recording, so I couldn't see it. But it's a really good show, and I highly recommend checking it out.
It is really good.
And
you watch General Hospital, and you're calling that crap?
What's wrong with? No, I watched Young and the Restless. Get it right.
Oh, forgive me. Anyway, continue. I apologize.
But yeah, check that out. I'm a huge Kevin Bacon fan, and I actually saw him on Rachel Ray yesterday morning, so I was kind of excited to see him doing little talk shows here and there. But
I can't bring myself to watch any Blu-ray starring Kevin Bacon because I'm afraid to see that mug in high def. He looks like Skeletor, does he not?
He does. I guess the Bacon brothers are still on. They're going to be touring again in March. His band or whatever.
Oh so Lordy!
I'd like to hear the Bacon brothers' music. See what they sound like. Maybe Kevin Bacon can actually sing, dude. That'd be funny.
Well, we know he can dance.
That's true. But that was pretty much all the news I wanted to touch on. Was there anything, Cory, that you wanted to talk about news or upcoming things?
Fuck, nobody asked me what I've been doing.
Well, I got one more news bit. Come on, man. I had one more before you jumped in. It was actually going to segue into my Scott Atkins talk. No, I was talking about Scott Atkins is going to be a focal point of the show, and it made me think of Cory, you know this too. He was basically a stunt man, uncredited in Wolverine, the X-Men Origins flick, as the Weapon 11 or whatever. But that made me think of the new X-Men news. We're getting more and more and more news about this new Days of Future Past film, which I'm hoping will be like the T2 of comic book movies. Who gave me the fart noise?
Me.
Okay, you're done. But anyway, they've announced that
the T2 of comics already happened.
You think it's Watchmen? I don't do.
It's Watchmen.
I don't do snacks. Is that snacks? Snack cider. That's what I almost call them. Snack cider. I don't do snack cider movies.
I don't like Zack Snyder either, but I mean, I thought The Watchmen was a solid film.
I never saw it. Didn't really interest me.
Here's the other thing too. T2 ain't exactly that great of a movie, to be honest with you.
Come on.
Let's not.
That's blasphemy, dude.
Let's not derail off topic too much here, but that's gonna cause an uproar with us, because that to us is pretty much that's our muse. I think that's my personal muse for doing this podcast is Terminator 2. You know, the glory days of sitting in front of, the TV watching Terminator 2 while listening to Countdown to Extinction whilst eating Totino's pizza pretty much makes up my youth. So if you got anything to say about either T2, Megadeth, or Totino's, you can get the fuck off my lawn.
Your typical Friday night there, right?
Megadeth sucks. I do like Totino's pizza, though.
Oh, Megadeth's awesome, dude. Come on.
All right. Well, this segment's over. But I want to talk about the X-Men. I hope it'll be great. Believe me, there's plenty of chance that it could fail, but it has everything going for it right now. Everything down to Bryan Singer, and they've continuously added more cast members. And the latest additions are Anna Paquin as Rogue, which I never really cared for as Rogue, personally, and the same actor who played Iceman, which actually I never cared for him either. But anyway.
And Ellen Page.
And Ellen Page.
You don't like Pride. Anna Paquin's hot, dude.
No,
I don't think she's hot. I don't think she's hot.
Look at that gap between her fucking teeth.
That gap and that southern hick accent drive me nuts.
Oh, dude, she's hot, dude.
No way. That gap just fucking kills it for me.
Oh, it's easy access, dude. For me.
No. Well, so is David Letterman, dude. Trying to get with that. But,
nah, he's not my type.
But anyway, it's crazy because what started out originally as a first-class sequel, then it's become like this kind of hybrid. It's like its own movie now. It's like literally they've merged the two stories, because I think really it's like 90-10. That's the ratio of original X-Men cast with the new one, So I'm really excited about it. And I think Bryan Singer went on record yesterday talking about how they fine-tooth combed the story. And, I think he said he sat down with the man himself, James Cameron, had a long talk about multiverses and doing time travel right. I'm like, yes. I don't know. That's one thing James Cameron did right.
James Cameron hasn't done anything right.
He hasn't done anything right recently with Avatar.
He ain't done nothing right since Terminator 1.
He has done two things great in his career and right. He did time travel right, and he made Tom Arnold cool in a movie. He did that successfully. I mean,
Tom Arnold don't need no help being cool.
Look, he's awesome. But you know what? He introduced someone like Tom Arnold into a big market. I'm sorry, man, but Tom Arnold wouldn't be anybody to me if he wasn't in True Lies. I'm sorry. And introduced it to me. And now I love the guy. But anyway, those are the things that he did great for me.
What about Titanic, dude? Titanic's phenomenal.
That movie's horrible.
Yeah, it's a good movie. But, you know, I love Titanic. But, you know what? He used to be Mr. 80s action, man. And besides, you know, penning the script to the worst Rambo movie ever, he was pretty solid and unstoppable, in my opinion.
Anyway. He did Piranha, too. So, I mean, he did three good things, I guess.
All right. Well, anyway, we discussed what Behind the Mask has been doing. Corey, what
we want to hear what Corey G's been up to. We haven't talked to anybody in a long time. So,
man, I've been busy. I'm coming up in a few weeks. I'm going to be the guest host on Exploited Cinema for their first ever Kung Fu Sleaze episode.
Nice.
Filling in for my buddy Bat 32.
Sweet.
What are you guys going over now?
Master of the Flying Guillotine and the movie. Street Fighter.
Nice.
I've seen Master. I haven't seen the other one, though.
Street Fighter, the real one, not the Van Damme.
Yeah.
The one where the guy punches the guy in the dick and rips his balls off when he's trying to rape a chick. What else? I've got the Vault of Mysterious Information. That is a 3-day-a-week podcast that covers film, television, and comic books with T-Shirt Joe, owner of Fast Custom Shirts.
You guys have been hitting that hard, too. What episode are you guys on now?
15 will go up tomorrow night.
Oh, my God. You're almost past us.
Wait, I don't know. When is this going to air? Next week?
Oh, no. It'll probably at the end of the week.
Okay, yeah, so like 16.
It makes a difference. A few days makes a difference because you could be up that many more episodes.
Well,
currently, we're on it's Biker Week this week.
Oh.
What's some of the topics you guys covered then, like previous?
The very first week was the future, where we discussed our comics of the future were Commandi and, ironically, X-Men Days of Future Past. Our future TV shows were Thundar the Barbarian and Buck Rogers. And our movies were Escape from New York and Logan's Run. We did a spoiler week where it was about spoiled kids. So the movies were Problem Child and Making the Grade.
Nice.
the TV
Making
show.
the Grade sucks.
Making the Grade's fucking awesome.
Wait, are we talking about the movie?
Yeah, with Judd Nelson.
Yeah, and Dice. Yeah, that movie sucks.
Yeah, please. That's because you're too young to appreciate that.
Too young. I saw that movie when I was really young. I've been watching that my whole life. I think it's overrated.
It's fucking great.
Well, I won't say overrated. It's kind of swept under the rug, but.
Of comics, we did Oliver Queen, the Green Arrow, and Richie Rich. And our TV shows were the new fantastic show Arrow, and the greatest sitcom in history, The Facts of Life. We've got Biker Week going on now, where we've got Biker Mice from Mars and Chips for our TV shows, Lobo and Nightwing for our comics, and The Wind Splitter and Cool as Ice for our films.
Did you guys throw out the quote, I learned the facts of life from watching the facts of life?
No, we didn't.
You gotta tell me, did you always want to suck Joe's dick?
No, but we do make a lot of references here. There's about 30 Facts of Life references. We've figured out a way, instead of 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon, we can go 6 degrees of Facts of Life. We can loop her into any conversation. Joe usually works her way into conversations because she's so manly, and Blair because we all want to have sex with her.
What about was it Tootie? What about her?
Tootie does nothing for me.
Oh, you racist?
Sure, that'll appease everyone. Next week you can, being we've got all this rotten weather here, next week you can go back to the beach with us as we discuss, beach movies of Back to the Beach, which is my personal favorite beach movie. We're going to go to TV. We're at the Hawaii 5-0, and Sanford and Son goes to Hawaii. We're going to be talking about Battle Royale because that takes place on a beach, kind of, for our comic book section. And then we're going to follow it off with our final film, which is Hard Ticket to Hawaii, the softcore Andy Sedaris film.
Nice.
Very interesting. I'm actually intrigued by some of it, except for the Facts of Life.
Facts of Life is the best. We talked about Wise Guy and 21 Jump Street for Under the Covers week.
21 Jump Street would pique my interest. You know what? I'm thinking BTM needs to combat your Facts of Life episode with a little Quantum Leap retrospect.
Either that or Saved by the Bell.
No, absolutely not. Quantum Leap, I mean, is it's overdue.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's all very interesting stuff. So go ahead and pitch. Tell everybody again the Blogspot page, is it, and wherever they can find you.
Vault of Mysterious Information.blogspot.com. We are on iTunes. We are on Facebook. We also have the Vault of Mysterious Reviews and the Vault of Mysterious News. And we've got a couple other things coming up that we're just not finalized yet. But stay tuned.
Very cool.
And I think we should roll into a little break before we get into our main topic, and that is the action main course. So
stay
do that.
tuned. We'll be right back.
On Vault of Mysterious Information, they say 3 is a magic number. Well, why not join Cory G and T-Shirt Joe to find out? They'll be delivering 3 times the goods as they discuss comics, television, and movies. All about the same topic, but not in one show. Not in 2 shows, but in 3. 3 is a magic number, folks. Head on over to vaultofmysteriousinformation.blogspot.com and listen to Vault of Mysterious Information for the sake of the children.
Hey guys, we're back. Here to talk about a little bit of action, new action films, and some older ones that came out. Well, not older, but
well, it's kind of the. A lot of people have been labeling it the resurgence of action, but I'm starting to doubt that, man. When you look at these box office numbers of The Last Stand and Statham's Parker, is it really action's resurgence? We might have a lot of these movies coming out at the same time, but these movies have bombed so far.
What'd Parker do? Did Parker not do anything?
Dude, Parker. Well, surprisingly, it did more than the Arnold movies.
Really?
Right? Yeah, but not much. It did less than $1 million more than Arnold. But Arnold flopped and Parker flopped. And you know what? As much as I think and I really hope the Stallone movie Bullet to the Head, which comes out this Friday, will be the better of those 3, I'm pretty sure it'll suffer the same fate.
Well, the trailer looked better of those 3.
Bullet in the Head will be a good one, and I think it'll make more money because it is based on a series of Miller comic novels.
I hope it is. I hope it is. And I hope there's enough people out there that know that and read graphic novels that'll actually pull them to the theater because I think it looks great.
It's very good. You want to know why it's so good?
Why?
It really reminds me of the Facts of Life. The way there's the conflict, and then they all get together at the end and become friends. And in the meantime, not like the Facts of Life, they kill a bunch of people.
Plus it has the new Conan.
I love the new Conan movie. That was freaking awesome.
But anyway, I hope it does better. It's like, you know what? I want action to be back. I want this to be the resurgence, and I don't want the box office tickets to end with the Expendables. I don't want that to be just where any money's at because these guys, I'm enjoying this. I mean, people could say what they want about The Last Stand. I thought it was a very enjoyable movie. I went into it knowing what to expect and knowing exactly what I wanted out of it, and I wasn't disappointed. And River saw it too. I mean, what did you think about it? I thought it was.
I think you liked it more than me. I mean, I thought it was a solid film. I was telling people it's like it's what I paid for it. I paid for a matinee price, and I wouldn't pay for a late night price. It's an afternoon type of movie. It's not a movie It's not a movie I'm going to go out and buy. Let's just say that. I'll buy it at the the $5 bin, that sort of thing. But it's not. It just has so many problems. I mean, the acting and the writing are just god awful. But the action is really good. I'll give it that. But
I said the same thing as soon as we saw this movie. I called River and we were chatting about it. And I guess he's right. It sounded like I liked it a little more than him. I kind of gave a similar review, except I said, first of all, I only see matinee shows anyway. I don't care if I love the movie. I go in the daytime. So, but whatever. As far as purchasing the movie, I think I said I wouldn't purchase it when it first comes out at the $20-$25 Blu-ray tag.
Hell
But
no.
I'd purchase it when it goes down to like on sale on 10. But I gotta admit, I don't know if I'm sticking to that answer now, because I can tell you I saw Parker and I don't care to see it anymore. But you know what? Last Stand has stuck with me. I keep replaying these scenes in my head, as hokey as they are, and they're making me laugh, and I want to see it again. And it's starting to make me want to see it again. I mean, there's some great kills in there. I mean, I don't want to give any spoilers, but let's just say Arnold Schwarzenegger shooting a guy in the face during mid-free fall.
It's just because you have a boner for Forrest Whitaker, which I hate him.
And then, I don't know what your guys' deal is with the Tooties and the Forrest Whitakers. Dude, Rivers had it out for Forrest Whitaker since we were, zygotes, and I don't know why.
He has that cockeye, dude.
That cockeyed eye, dude.
His acting's horrible too. It's just, so predictable.
But
the only talent that guy has is he could go to a tennis match and not have to move his head back and forth.
Oh, that's awesome.
Did he say what I think he said? Tennis match. Okay. Which is sad though, because you know what? He's actually probably the best actor in the movie.
Yeah, that's the sad thing about it.
But you don't go in there wanting that. Yes, Arnold's rusty. His delivery is rusty. And you know what? It's not his crowning achievement of one-liners.
No, and I agree. It's just painfully bad though. I mean, I could say the lines before they even said them themselves. That's the whole thing.
I agree.
So, and that, if that's the case, like, I can't really, I love the action and everything, but it's just a movie I can't purchase if that's the case, I think. I'd rather buy Rambo 4 10 times over than buy that movie.
Well, Rambo 4 is the, top 5. I can't say greatest, but anyway, I will say this about Last Stand. It's not his creme de la creme of line delivery or one-liners, but you know what? It is really funny when he drops the F-bombs in the movie, because it's so awkward sounding, but it's so funny.
It's no Last Action Hero, though, because that movie's awesome.
I don't like Last Action Hero. I like it way better. Okay, the way
Last Action Hero's good.
Yeah.
Except for the ending. Okay, that fucking kid was in a paradise, and yet he goes back to that fucking ghetto-ass slum where he can't even walk out of his own apartment without getting mugged. That's what was fucking stupid.
I agree with that.
To close this all off, I do want to say I was skeptical of Johnny Knoxville, but surprisingly, he's not in the movie that much. And he actually does have, arguably, it's a toss-up, the best kill in the movie next to the free-falling shooting in the face involving a flare gun. I thought it was really great. But anyway... He plays
his role from Jackass pretty well, because he is a fucking jackass in the movie. He's dumber than shit.
Pretty much. But you know what? It's exactly what I want it to be. I knew I was not going to get a True Lies. I knew I wasn't going to get a tease of these high caliber movies. But you know what? I wanted it to be better than it was. I just wanted it to be better than his last slew of movies before he went into retirement, and it was. It was better than 6 Day. It was better than.
I don't know about that. I actually like 6 Day.
It was better than Collateral Damage. It was better than End of Days. And it was better. I'll even go back as far as saying it was better than Eraser. I will go back as far as 97 because I don't care for Eraser. And that's all I can add.
Eraser was really good.
Eraser had more action in it, I think.
We like CGI crocodiles.
Yeah.
But
you know what?
It's still a fun movie, though.
Yeah, that was it. It was fun.
But for me, it appeased me. It fit right in that cranny that I wanted it to. Now, I want to move on to Parker. Am I the only one that saw Parker?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, if you go into this, if you're a Jason Statham fan, you're going to enjoy it about as much as you enjoy any Jason Statham man you like, because it's a solid movie. But you know what? It is getting a little old because he's playing the exact same character. He's a guy with a very compromising career. Like he's got a bad career choice. He's not really a good guy if you look at what he does for a living, but he's always got a heart of gold down there somewhere, and he's conflicted. He always has to make the right choice. He's always that guy, whether he's transporting bad goods or he's a hitman or he's a bank robber. In this case, it's the classic tried and true story of a heist that goes wrong. All the guys he's on the job with sell him out to take his cut and leave him for dead, and he has to get revenge. So it is what it is. But it's getting. I would like to see him try and branch out. But you know what? For all I know, he might be trying to do that, and no one's taking him seriously.
That movie's got Michael Chiklis in it, who, I was part of that online petition to get him to star as Ash in the Evil Dead remake.
But Michael Chiklis is good in it. I will say this. You know what? The casting is fine. Even Jennifer Lopez, man, even before she became like a media freaking cancer and just kind of hokey and a joke and like that. Before that, she was in movies like Money Train and Selena, and she was a good actress before all that.
Great.
And Money Train was good.
Yeah, it was.
So she's actually a good actress in this. Michael Chiklis is great. Pretty much Nick Nolte's good. All the supporting cast members are great. And Statham is pretty much solid at what he knows how to do, and that's be Statham. And if he's sticking to what he does, I don't get why people are calling him such a bad actor. Now, I could see if he branched out into a different genre how he might be a bad actor. But he does, for the very first time, try his hand at a different dialect. And it's that of like an oil tycoon Texan, and it is horrid. It's like almost worth half the admission alone just to hear him try and do this. And why nobody sees right through this gimmick from the get-go as soon as he opens his mouth, I don't know, but it's retarded. But anyway, but the movie's good. As a Statham movie, the action it's really spread out. It's more of a heist movie. There's definitely action in it, but it's not consistent. But when it's there, it's kind of annoying because when it's there, it's really good. And when it's there, it's actually the most violent that we've ever seen in a Jason Statham starring movie. So I wish it was a little bit more spread out through the movie. But, all in all, it was all right. And then, like I said, I'll finish it off with saying I divide Jason Statham movies into two categories. Because he doesn't have really any high-caliber movies like your True Lies or your Die Hards. So most of his movies I call the lesser Statham movies, and then there's the other column, which is the better Statham movies. And then he has a couple that I would consider great, and then he has a couple that I would just consider abysmal. Abysmal being Crank 2 and In the Name of the King. Fantastic being like his best, which is Safe, and I think the first Transporter and The Mechanic. And then,
Transporter 2.
Transporter 2, I like it too. And then but every other movie kind of falls into that, it's a good movie or it's, one of his not as good movies.
Actually, Death Race, I think is...
that's one of my favorites. Death Race is one of my favorites. If you put a gun to my head, I'd say his great ones. Transporter 1, 2, Death Race, Mechanic, and Safe probably being his absolute best movie. That's my 5. And actually, I might even want to throw War in.
The Bank Job's pretty good. Oh, War's horrible.
I love War. It might not quite make the cut. It might just be in that one of the gooder columns. And you know what? And I think Bank Job, that's one of his better. It goes into that kind of general good Statham movie.
Okay, so I'm gonna get a movie with Jet Li and Jason Statham, and they're not gonna fight. I'm gonna make a crime drama. That director should have been fucking castrated.
I enjoyed it, but I don't know. I don't know what to say. But anyway, these movies both flopped. Let's all cross our fingers and everybody hope, not just hope Bullets to the Head does well. Let's all go out and see it. Like I'm going to do, and hopefully River will do, and hopefully Cory goes out.
I'll see it this weekend. I will.
Because it looks like a good flick. And then, now, there's no doubt about it that a couple weeks from now, the new Die Hard will probably be number one. But the difference is it's an existing franchise. It's kind of got that on it, These other movies are standalones, but Die Hard at least will do great. And I'm hoping that Die Hard will be the best out of the 4. I mean, I want this Die Hard to be so good.
Listeners out there,
Bullet in the Head will be the best.
I wouldn't be disappointed if it was, but I really hope Die Hard's good. They need to make up the last one to me.
Listeners out there, take your old lady to Die Hard on Valentine's Day. That's what I am doing.
Yippee-ki-yay, Mother Russia. That's the tagline,
That's
ain't
right.
it? But so yeah, let's make.
I got the Avon porno box set, so that's what I'll be watching with my wife on Valentine's Day. Fuck Die Hard.
Oh, come on, man.
But anyway, that's our view on the current so-called resurgence. Let's make it happen. Let's keep it going. Let's actually give these movies some revenue so they actually want to make some more. But let's go into kind of the meat of our topic. It's, I think, still a relatively underlooked action star in that Scott Atkins. I know Cory's a huge fan. I'm a big fan too. And we both recently saw the brand new, I think it's pretty much brand new on Blu-ray. I think it's been on demand for a little while now, but the new Universal Soldier, Day of Reckoning. Mm-hmm. You know what? You guys all saw the third one, right? Regeneration.
Third one's fucking amazing.
Okay, the third one is incredible. I loved it. And before I actually go into the actual breaking down of the fourth one, I gotta respect that even the fourth one stands alone. All four of the movies, even if some of them aren't good, they are all totally different identities. The first one was kind of your quintessential 1990-ish, Van Damme movie, where the action wasn't real violent back in the day and those kind of mainstream movies or whatever. It's got cheesy one-liners. Then you have the second one, which is just horrible. Not to mention they have someone amazing like Michael Jai White in it, and they don't utilize him. He's a voice most of the time.
But hold on.
Bill Goldberg.
Goldberg.
I know he's got his cheesy one-liners, Saved by the Bell, Devereaux, and all these stupid one-liners, dude. They're YouTube worthy, just like the Arnold Schwarzenegger Mr. Freeze. Just go watch the 5-minute condensed version on YouTube, and it's okay. Then they come out with this third one. Notice I skipped the made-for-TV sequels. Not even talking about those. But the third one, Regeneration, was a gritty, independent movie. The action was real. It looked real. There was no cutaways. Tell me, now granted, it was paced a certain way. It was kind of a slow burn, the first 3/4 of it. But man, is it ever worth that last quarter of the movie? Is that last quarter of that movie, those action sequences, just incredible? No cutaways.
No, especially that scene where he's out of bullets and Van Damme's just got the knife and he's going through that building, just taking them out room by room.
It's incredible. And like I said, when I saw that, I'm like, why is Expendables not like this? Because I think I just freshly seen the first Expendables, and it was just a cutaway fest. Like, those cutaways were driving me crazy. I'm like, come on. And then you have a movie like this with a small budget, and they're taking the hits, man. It's nuts, and it was brutal. So I kind of thought there's some continuity with this new one, Day of Reckoning. So I kind of thought they were going to be similar, which in ways there's some similarities in tone, but it's a way different movie. It still stands on its own. First of all, we got Scott Atkins in the lead role as the protagonist, and we got, for the first time ever, Van Damme as the antagonist. And I wrote a review on the website, and it was really hard to write a review because it's really hard to really talk about any of the plot without giving away spoilers. But the vibe they give in this movie, it's more of an artsy film. and they kind of approach it as a first-person role-playing view. We pretty much are looking at this movie through the eyes of Scott Atkins. He's an amnesiac, and we pretty much know as much as he does throughout the movie. So basically, when it all comes together in the end and he realizes whatever's going on, that's when we do as well. So the first time you watch it, it's pretty confusing. And with that said, I enjoyed it even more the second time once I knew what was going on, that filled in all the gaps. But the action, I'd say, is spread out better in this movie. Like, it's in more places throughout it. And it's gritty, man. Cory, what did you think? I love the action in the film.
I think the movie sucks, but I think the action scenes with Atkins are fantastic, especially the fight scene with him and Arlovsky.
Oh, it's great. In the sports store with the baseball bats?
Yes, that was a thing of beauty. But I'm going to say the only time, and I'm going to get some grief for this, the only time that I've seen a movie take art house style and mix with that kind of violence and have it work, it's Drive with Ryan Gosling. That's the only time I've ever seen it work.
And I love that movie.
The movie's fantastic.
But as far as violence, Universal Soldier Day of Reckoning is way more violent.
But here's my complaint. Okay, I'm looking at the box. Van Damme, Lundgren. Okay, and the amount of time that I said their names, that's the amount of time they're in the fucking movie.
Yeah. Well, you know what? And I knew I was going to expect that. They Van Damme was in the press saying that from day one, like, my part is minimal. But you know what? His part is minimal, but it's very potent and it's very important. And I had no problem with Scott Atkins taking the lead because I love Scott Atkins and I think he did a fine job. And I think Van Damme, the amount of time he's in the film is perfect. It works. It makes it strong. And you know what? He's creepy. He plays the role really well, even though it's pretty subtle. And the Dolph Lundgren thing, yeah, he shows up in 2 scenes, and he's just a puppet clone, because it has to do like the last one with the cloning and stuff. He's just a puppet clone. There's no substance to his character. But, dude, the fight scene between him and Atkins is awesome. I'm sorry, spoiler, when he shoves that machete through his face, I'm sorry. That's awesome.
The problem with Atkins, because I get asked a lot, I've been singing his praises since Undisputed, too. The reason he's, in my opinion, not a big star, he makes some really shitty-ass movies.
Oh, like Ninja.
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 It's a horrible movie, but...
I like Ninja, dude.
I like the action scenes. They're about as good as you get. The movie stinks.
But I can't tolerate everything in between, and they're making a sequel to Ninja right now, filming it.
Yeah,
but
they've got Sho Kosugi in the sequel, so I have a little more high hopes because that was the ninja master, of the 80s ninja films that I grew up with.
And I gotta say, Scott Atkins also, he's the only one that actually does different accents, and he does them half decent. He's done the Russian thing with the Undisputed. He's done some kind of Eastern European dialect with the Expendables, and obviously he's done the British thing. He's done the American thing. He was American in Ninja, if I'm right? I think he was.
No, he wasn't an American Ninja.
Was he British? Well, I know where he was, but I didn't know if he was he had an American accent or not.
No,
but
he's British.
Well, I know he is. But I'm saying in Ninja, I couldn't remember if he had an American accent or a British accent in that movie.
I think he was American, I think. His name was Casey something.
Yeah, okay, so that's what I was trying to say. Yeah, I know he's British. Anyway, he's done a lot of accents, and he's the only one that does that. But anyway, I don't think it's as good as Regeneration. It's probably not as good as Regeneration, sorry. But I think you will enjoy it if you watch it a second time, because I watched it better. And I saw it on Blu-ray, and the Blu-ray looks fantastic. I think it looks better than the Regeneration Blu-ray. It looks surprisingly good. And the special features on it, I can't argue, because I'm a sucker for featurettes, and it's got a whole lot of featurettes. And other than that, it's got a commentary with the director and Dolph Lundgren. It's kind of an odd pairing. That's it. But I don't know what Dolph Lundgren had to say about the movie. He was in it, like you said, for 2 scenes. But anyway, the featurettes is where it's at, man. It's really interesting stuff, how they made some of this stuff work on such a low budget, how they did some of the lighting, how they, emulated the look of the underground, the base. It's not underground at all, their use of mirrors and stuff. It's nuts, man. And they had a featurette in its entirety just on the choreography and the setup of the fight with Van Damme and Scott Atkins at the end. And it's really fascinating. It was really done well. I was really amused to hear that Van Damme has to approve every script, and they go through many rewrites until he's happy with it. And because he's never, with the exception of Expendables, he doesn't really die too much on screen. And I guess the director is saying he really hates having to die on screen, so he has to approve it. And originally, these rewrites had him legitimately getting his ass whooped and killed by Scott Atkins, and that just wasn't going to go. And if you watch the movie, it doesn't quite go like that. Yeah, he loses, but it's more of a passing the torch type of thing, like he's giving it to him. So I guess that's what Van Damme wanted.
Their fight in Shepherd I thought was better, actually.
What's that?
Their fight in the Shepherd Border Patrol I thought was a little bit better.
I still haven't seen that yet. Is that good?
Yeah, it's actually really good. To be honest with you, I really enjoyed it. One of Van Damme's better straight-to-video fares.
Did you like Assassination Games?
Assassination Games, I liked it, but I'm not going to classify it as an action film. That was more of a espionage kind of film. It was very slow.
But I really, really enjoyed it. Did you watch the director of that also directed 6 Bullets? Did you ever get around to watching that? Because I watched that recently, and I actually really enjoyed it.
It's still laying here.
Oh, dude, it's good.
I have watched Dread 3 times and Death Race Inferno twice.
I just watched Death Race Inferno 2. I just watched it back-to-back. I watched Death Race 2, and then I went ahead and watched Inferno because they're both on Netflix right now. And I got to say, well, I've been one of those guys, it doesn't have Statham in it, no thanks. I sat down and watched the second one, and it was really good.
Yeah, it is.
I'm not going to go as far as say it's the original because, I don't know, because it's got Statham and everything. But you know what? In a lot of ways, it's just as good as the original. It's good. It's a solid film.
Technically, the original has David Carradine in it, not Jason Statham.
That's Death Race 2000. Let's not be technical assholes here. But anyway, it's a really solid movie. And the third one, it continues that. So I recommend them, I like the cast.
Dread. I thought Dread was awesome. I'd recommend that to anyone.
I want to check that out. Does that look pretty good on Blu-ray too? Or
fucking awesome.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I'll have to Redbox that one.
It's better than the Stallone one.
Is it worth a buy or is it worth a red?
It's worth a buy.
Oh, really?
Hands down, yes. It's Raid Redemption.
You know what? I call me a sinner here, but I actually own it and I have yet to watch it. It's just kind of it's in my queue. I was actually going to watch it any day now because I've been on this action kick and I watched 6 Bullets and I got the Unisols and actually archived and watched Undisputed 3 the other night and now I'm ready for the raid finally. I love. Do you think Undisputed 3? Do you think Undisputed 3 is? Do you think Undisputed 3 is better than 2? Because I think I do.
Well, they're different. 2 is a vehicle for Michael Jai White, where 3 is the vehicle for Atkins. So I like them with dark.
And I'm a huge Michael Jai White fan too. So when you take a third one and you kind of focus on Atkins or whatever, I was like, maybe this. But no, he holds his own and he makes it just as enjoyable. I've never seen Undisputed 1 because I have no interest in watching a movie starring Wesley Snipes and Ving Rhames.
Well, it's a drama, in all honesty. It's actually a very good movie.
I like Wesley Snipes. That's all I have to say.
I don't like Wesley Snipes anymore. But,
he's awesome, dude. Come on.
I like him. He didn't steal any money from me.
I know.
I've never, ever seen the first Undisputed, but it's like the only series ever where I just will put my money on that these direct-to-video sequels are better and superior.
I can't compare them. Like I said, you're talking about a drama to some hokey-ass martial arts films. So...
Mm-hmm. But anyway, that's pretty much what I got to say. I mean, final comment of the day for me is just go out and support action movies. Go see some of these movies. Go see Bolt to the Head. Save Last Stand from drowning. Give that a little money. That's it.
My comment would be save your money. Don't get Taken 2 unless you want to watch action scenes that look like they were filmed by an epileptic on a trampoline.
Yeah, I saw Taken 2 a couple weeks ago, and I don't like it. I didn't think it was. I went into it expecting, I think it's just. I know it's gonna be more of the same, but you know what? If I enjoyed the first one, so maybe at least I'll get a couple laughs out of this one. Enjoy it. No, dude, it's more than a rehash. It's tired, man. It's not good. It's boring. I don't know. I didn't like it. It was too much the same. I didn't even know where I was at, dude. I think I was like just texting half the time. That's a sign of a bad movie in a theater. But
you know what's good? You know what's a good movie? Hard Ticket to Hawaii.
Afraid I've never heard of this.
Well, you'd probably like it. You could at least it's like an hour and a half of nudity and killer snakes.
Punch snakes in the face.
No, this is a killer snake that's like eating people, and there's a skateboard assassin. Listen to the episode of The Vault and then go on to YouTube and watch Hard Ticket to Hawaii.
I'll have to check that out, dude.
You'd like it.
River, what's your final comment? What's your final comment about what we've talked about today?
Basically, yeah, I say support action films. There's a lot of good action films coming out. I say support Die Hard the most. I mean, that's the one I've been looking forward to forever, and like I said, go Valentine's Day. We want to hear what you guys have to think about these movies. I mean, post some shit on the Facebook or something. I don't know.
Die Hard's gonna make money. That's built-in audience.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, I think we should roll into a break, and then we'll come back and we'll close it all out
with horror. Science fiction. Post-apocalyptic fantasies. MVP Mutant Radio will help you rediscover your inner fan again as we talk you through the latest and greatest theatrical releases in horror.
You're all going to die tonight.
We can guide you to a new, better, happier you. Science fiction.
Prometheus, are you seeing this?
Big things have small beginnings.
Mama is not the law. I am the law.
And all-out badassery. We'll bring you interviews with independent filmmaking masterminds, as well as specials like Murder by Music and the Drunken New Year's Eve Mega Show. Listen online at www.mutantville.com or subscribe on iTunes.
If you're a man, you don't cry about it. You take life, the ups and downs. If you're a real man, you never go down, you just stay up.
The Mutantville players are ready to lead the art jihad against haterism and the forces of fandom.
All right, hey guys, welcome back to Behind the Mask. All right, well, thanks for joining us in this one. Let's just kind of wrap it up here. Like we were saying, go out, support action, and be on
support horror too. I mean,
the theme of this one is horror. Horror's never going away. I don't think it's ever going away. And for some reason, it's these movies like Mama and these they're always number
That's
one.
like the worst fucking name ever, dude.
I know it is. And I'm all about supporting horror too, but this is supposed to be like the month of action, and no one's going out and seeing these movies. So for right now, I'm going to say support action. But you know what? Yeah, just go support real cinema above and beyond that. And like I said, be on the lookout for us and our constant updates. We're going to unveil some convention appearances and some more giveaways. Check out that Michael Rooker giveaway that's going on right now. It's pretty much going to be ongoing through the remainder of the season. It'll be pretty cool. And more stuff on the way. And the T-shirts. Got to thank, once again, FastCustomShirts.com and Joe Garcia. They're incredible. We'll have details about them as well.
And we'll also be, I'm sure we'll be back before, the new Die Hard to talk about that, so.
You have to.
That's
we'll
the biggie.
We'll have one sooner than later.
When are we going to discuss the facts of life?
Never. We're going to leave that to your show.
Oh, yeah, and tell people where you can find your show.
BaltimoreMysteriousInformation.blogspot.com, also on iTunes.
Go there for all your facts of life and California dreams.
I need to catch up on some episodes, man.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it.
But yeah, with that said, I think we should be back here in a couple weeks because Die Hard comes out in here in a couple, so it'll be a good one. I think we're peacing out, right?
Yep. You guys take care, and we'll talk to you soon. This is Reva.
And Goose.
Cory G.